So the Firebird copy kit build is done. The guitar has been strung up, set up, and I'll go over it one last time here with my overall impressions. As far as the finish, I like how this finish turned out, especially on the body. I just stained it and put a couple coats of clear coat on it. Feels fine. This isn't a color I normally would have picked, but on this one I actually like it quite a bit. As far as the finish on the neck, the tongue oil is great on the fingerboard. That always works out well for me. As far as the back of the neck, the finish I had on it kind of felt tacky. Put a couple more coats of poly on it. I've sanded it. I've polished it. In between all that, it feels pretty smooth right now. I don't really like a super glossy neck, but it was pretty rough in its original state, so I had to do something with it, and right now it feels pretty smooth. The three-way switch is a little loose, so that'll be something I may want to change at some point. As far as playability, there's actually a twist in the neck, which was causing some buzzing on the E, A, and D strings on the bass side. I was able to adjust it enough with a truss rod to the twist is still there, but it's not causing the buzzing. I can only lower the action so much, and the profile on this neck is very strange. It's like a fat, flat, it's not quite baseball, it's not rounded, but it has the thickness of like the baseball size neck. It's also flat, just pretty uncomfortable as far as what I'm used to. And I'm used to a variety of acoustic and electric necks. This is a strange one for me. I normally don't like a super low action. This one, 3.5 millimeters on the bass side and 2.5 on the treble side, seems to be the sweet spot as far as not buzzing. Sound-wise, it's great. Probably with the low output pickups and the higher action, gives it a nice open sound. Playing leads on it with Overdrive has a really nice tone. Alright, so I'm going to play this. I'm going to use this Behringer Overdrive pedal. I really like this. It's a little amp in a box, basically, with all these settings. It's a little noisy, but it sounds pretty good. And then I'm also going to use the Lekato looper pedal. These things are kind of fun to play around with, so I will include that. And like I said, this thing, rhythm's fine on this guitar. As far as playing leads, it's a bit of a challenge, so I'll do my best. My final impressions are, as far as with the limited options for Firebird copies, this turned out pretty good. Really the main issue is the playability. I haven't really had any issues with the intonation, just some minor adjustments after playing for a little while. The main issue will be the neck. If it adjusts much due to changes in humidity or whatever, it's probably going to be pretty difficult to play. It won't take much to make it unplayable. And at that point, it would certainly not be an easy fix. It certainly makes me want a Gibson. One thing I would check would be the neck shape, knowing what I don't want, and then also I do like these low output pickups, so I wanted to make sure that if I bought a Gibson, it would have that same kind of sound. I really like that, and it's very different from everything else I have, which is always nice when you can add something different. That's really it. It was my first kit build. I've built lots of parts guitars, but this was my first actual kit, and it was a lot of fun, and hopefully I'll do some more.